Hello everyone, it's me, Mark Berger, aka Banoffee Pie, and I hope you can hear me well because, again, this is another video on my computer. But I've got a new microphone, which you've already seen in my Christmas presents that I received last year. Here it is, the trusty blue Snowball microphone. If I speak, you can hear me, right? Yeah. Sorry about that. Enough of this thing. Anyway, this is another video and again a review on Thomas, but actually it's on a Thomas and Friends movie, which is apparently not canon to the series of Thomas and Friends. This movie was actually American. To me, it was because I'm talking about this movie. That's right, Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I'm going to be reviewing Thomas and the Magic Railroad today. In case you didn't know, this is the old case of Thomas and the Magic Railroad because you can see it's in black, while in the shops you can get it in yellow, unless I'm much mistaken. And if you look by the back, you can see that the photographs are different a bit than you would see on the yellow case of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Anyway, for me, people see this movie as the cause of the downfall of Thomas and Friends. What do I think of it? Well, I pretty think it's underrated because I quite grew up watching this movie sometimes a bit. I mean, the characters are there, except for Edward, of course, as you know. Which I think it's pretty a shame because he should have appeared in the movie. But according to the script, there wasn't much space to put him in the movie. But I still think the actors are brilliant, especially like a sort of all-star cast, you know, as Alec Baldwin and Mara Wilson and Peter Fonda, the now deceased Peter Fonda. But what also people dislike are the voices of the characters. I can understand that because I didn't think the voice for the characters suited them well, especially for Percy and James. They sounded too female. Um, yeah, and some I thought the problem with one of the characters for me is James. I don't dislike James, but for me, James portrayed in the movie here was disappointing because in the series, James always boasts about his paintwork, and in this movie, I didn't hear him boast about his paintwork. He was acting a bit grumpy, which is kind of Gordon's personality, and well, both Gordon and James are bossy boots because Gordon always boasts how proud he is, and James boasts about vain he is. But in this movie, they didn't, which is disappointing. I don't dislike it. I think their personality was okay, but disappointing. Not the best. More like meh. Alec a bit positively, I think Alec Baldwin did a brilliant job of portraying Mr. Conductor because this is like a crossover between Shining Time Station, the series, of course. I've never watched the series, well, a bit, mostly on the internet, but I've never seen it on television, of course, because I'm British and Shining Time Station is American. It's what introduced Thomas and Friends. And the series to Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah. Including, of course, the villain, Diesel 10. But he's mostly referred to as Diesel in this movie for some reason. A bit curious. Yeah. Okay, also, people have been shipping Thomas and Lady. I, for one, am not a shipper. I do think they could have been good boyfriend and girlfriend, but not anymore. I just see them as good friends. I mean, and also, Lady. Not many people are saying, but Lady didn't have enough personality. She didn't. Yeah, she was only mostly happy and scared during the chase scene, and that was kind of a bit boring, a bit disappointing, a bit so because it would have been nice if there were more scenes of Lady, maybe like Lady getting angry towards I forgot his name. Ah. Oh, shoot, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I'll just refer him to Peter Fonda. Sorry to offend any people who like the movie. It's just I haven't watched this movie for a long time. I can only remember some scenes. Sorry. Anyway, back to Lady. It's a bit disappointing because what could have been great is to have a scene where Lady gets kind of a bit angry towards Peter Fonda because she trusted him that she would take care of him, but you know, with the whole Diesel 10 destroying her and crashing her, and how she lost her face. Well, didn't entirely lose her face, just have her face closed. Still, what's also surprising about this movie is that it was Mara Wilson's last movie before she retired from acting until she came back. Unless I'm much mistaken, please tell me. I think the actors and were okay. Also, it's also kind of a bit disappointing because in the Shining Time Station series, they got the building wrong. They got the shape wrong of Shining Time Station, because in the series it was square, while in the movie it's rectangular. Also, they got the color wrong. The building in the series was red. In this series, it's yellow or white. Okay. There was also a director's cut with another villain, such as P.T. Boomer, where, well, in fact, Thomas and the Magic Railroad was supposed to be completely different with different actors, and yeah, Michael Angelis was going to voice James and Percy. There is now audio files in YouTube of him voicing James and Percy, but unfortunately it sounded too old and too, you know, too much of the series voice of Michael Angelis in the series of Thomas and Friends. Mostly series 3 to 12. Yeah. What did I want to say? Oh yeah. The characters were portrayed goodly. Like, of course, the not relationship, because they're not a couple, such as Mr. Conductor and Junior, the cousin. Yeah, especially that scene with the phones while Junior is on holiday at a beach, and then Mr. Conductor calls him with flowers. That was quite That was quite funny. I mean, because they're talking about buffers, and then Junior goes with his phone shell. He goes, "Hello, my cell phone's not working quite well," and then Mr. Conductor goes, "Junior, you've got to come right away. I'm counting on you." It's flipping hilarious. That was good. There was a deleted scene of, however, I think when Junior gets splashed by sand and water, but then it got cut. But that didn't much matter to me because that was still funny. I'm more of a comedy person rather than dramatic and action person, but I think it's good. Yeah. Also, having a Thomas and Friends villain in it was really brilliant than what you would see in the series. I don't count Diesel as a villain in the Thomas and Friends series. Not Diesel 10, Diesel. Because he's not that much of a villain. He's more of a bit of a bully, you know, like saying he's revolutionary and wants to prove that he's better than Steamies. He didn't have any plans to kill the Steamies. Diesel 10 did. I'm also glad they didn't kill Diesel 10, just more like defeat him, like ending him up in a barge full of engine sludge. That was enough for me. Because in Calling All Engines, he learned his lesson. As you can see him always doing hard work, putting rubble in the trucks and other stuff. For me, that was... I think in Calling All Engines, he had great redeemable qualities. Fair enough if you have a different view. But I also liked him as a villain. He was a good villain, Diesel 10. I didn't much... however, his voice actor wasn't really that villainy. I've heard Darth Will 3 do an audition for Diesel 10, and believe me, Darth Will 3 does a very much better voice for Diesel 10. I'm not trying to offend the voice actor who voiced Diesel 10, but it could have been better. Yeah. What do I want to say? I think this movie is pretty underrated and overrated. They've got to stop treating Thomas and the Magic Railroad like it's the downfall. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but they're suing Thomas as if it's a downfall that some silly producer did. I think it's okay. If you want a rating, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. At least 5. Yeah. If anyone's interested in looking at the inside, there's DVD. Yeah. I think Thomas and Friends is an underrated and overhated movie. Yeah. So I think I'm done with the review. I hope I did a good. I hope you can hear me well with my new microphone again. I hope I did a good review on Thomas and the Magic Railroad. And now I'm off to do some homework. As in homework, not schoolwork. School homework. Homework as in jobs homework. At the house. Anyways, goodbye.